This statement from Partin was caught on camera while Partin waited for detectives to return to the interrogation room. This statement could be very damning to Partin when she goes to trial. Usually, if a person is innocent, they would not jump to the conclusion that they are going to jail for the rest of their life.
I got you a hamburger here. You want something to drink?
No.
You sure?
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. This is Sergeant Whitlock. Nice to meet you.
Well, I know you feel like you're gonna throw up. This is terrible.
This is awful.
Yeah.
I just had a miscarriage 2 weeks ago, and I thought that was the worst thing I'd been through.
You understand there's a difference between law enforcement and doctors. So when we talk to people, we do not have any medical background.
Yeah.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Right.
Cincinnati Children's Hospital, which is world renowned,
The best.
is the best.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a young child, that's where they're going.
Yeah.
Sure. So I'm going to be very matter of fact with you. And I want you to be a matter of fact with me. And if you're sitting here telling the truth, that's great. But if you're sitting here and you're covering and you know things, then watch. Listen to the words I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
You will be fucked.
Yes.
Because this is the only spot that you're going to get a chance to cooperate. Because once we're done, and if you don't let it out, then that's on you. There'll be no hands reached out to you.
Yeah.
So the things I know for a fact, are these doctors who have a lot more knowledge than, as you said, any of us. Say this. This baby was beat.
Oh my God.
Listen to me. These bruises that are all on its chest has made the doctors nauseous. That the swelling on the brain was from a beating. That her retinal, being her eye, is totally, it's just from the beating. And people try to, and when I'm not saying this directed at you, but people in general want to make excuses of fell over a train and hit her head, fell over in the driveway and caused bruises.
Correct. I was a preschool teacher, I don't know.
Right. So, when you have doctors telling you this child was beat, this is abuse, they've just pulled the plug on this child. This child is dead.
Oh my God.
So we can't get any more serious than where we're at, Lindsay.
No, we cannot.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Oh, shit.
so they look at a scan that's taken at Fort.
Correct.
They look at a scan that's taken 35 minutes later when she's rushed into Cincinnati Children's, and she's immediately rushed into surgery, okay? And they're able to say with 100% professional opinion that this child, this proximity to when this all occurred, the beating that took place on her head was absolutely in a time frame of the time she was in your house to the time that had to be almost immediate prior to coming to your house. That there's absolutely no positive way that this child was sitting down, playing with blocks, having conversations, that it absolutely could not have happened. So,
She didn't play this morning, but she walked into my house. I will look you in the eye. I've never hurt a kid in my life. I wouldn't even hurt my kids. I don't spank. I don't believe in spanking. I was never
have you ever seen TJ strike any of the kids?
No, he's not even he's hardly ever home. And when he gets
Was
home...
he there this morning and
No.
you're just covering, you're lying?
No, he was at the barn. I swear, no, he left at 6:15 because Vivian got up with him, and...
Is that the same thing that Jason's gonna say when he's
I
here?
would think so, yeah. TJ was already at the barn. Yeah. Yeah. So Vivian got up with TJ. Savannah was still asleep. He left, and we walked out into the kitchen. I started making coffee. Jason texted me and said, we're heading over, which is what he does every morning for the most part.
Okay.
I walked, because he always comes around the back, so I walked out into the garage. He sat her down. Well, not sat her, but she was standing up, and gave her a kiss bye and said, Daddy be back. And she wanted double kisses and asked for another one. She walked in front of me, walked into the house. I set my phone down. She literally looked up at me and said, Buddy, can I have a donut and couch? Because she didn't want to go back to bed. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. And she just fell. She was taking off her jacket and just fell.
Do you know if we just go off of what you've said right now, you've put yourself right in the bullseye?
No. Wow.
Because you were the last one to see her.
They're saying that this is so close. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit and testify to somebody if we charge somebody. She's not going to. Detective Sprague's not going to. It's going to be doctors. And it's going to go off of, this is not an accident. This child has been beaten. And that's going to be the cause of death. And this is going to be a homicide. And they're going to go with, I guess, circumstantial evidence. And you've put yourself right there in the mix. Because you're going to have doctors saying there's absolutely no way this baby's walking, talking, and having a conversation. And I absolutely don't want you to lie for no reason whatsoever. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
So I don't want you to say something just for me to get off of you is where I'm going.
Okay, yeah.
Because
I don't.
But you need to worry about you right now.
I am worried.
If you know, or think you know, or have an idea about something, you need to get out in front of it. This is a homicide. This baby didn't fall and hit her head.
Yeah, that's why I was like, there's no way that she just fell and hurt herself and it's this bad.
So we're in agreement with that.
Yeah.
You wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yes.
Then tell me, if you was to reach out and take a guess, tell me what's happened.
I'm sure she did something bad and got in trouble. She's a little mischievous.
So tell me what, is Jason capable of this? Does he have a temper? Have you ever seen
He
it?
has a temper.
Have you ever seen him hit the kids?
No, I haven't. But I have not known him long enough to know that, and I don't go.
Have you ever seen?
I've never even been in his house.
Have you ever seen bruises on her?
Yeah, she's bruised all the time. And
You consider that? But I mean, she's a typical kid.
And she's very, very.
Okay.
Very, very.
Have you ever seen any bruises that you've looked at and went?
Yeah.
Where?
God, just
I'm concerned with her head.
Yeah.
Have you seen bruises on her head? Look at me, please.
Yes.
I need to get a good feel for you.
Yes.
Where at on her head?
Sometimes on the back.
Okay. Have you ever asked her about those bruises on her head?
No.
Why not? And I'm not trying to belittle you,
No,
but I'm
I
just
know.
so.
I know. I feel like I haven't done enough.
Well, just I mean.
I don't know that I've asked her, but I'll say, "Oh, did you fall? Did you jump off the couch again?" Because she jumps off the couch a lot.
Do you know if there's carpet over there at the house?
I've never been in there. Never been in there.
Is this the only child he has?
He has two older ones, but they live with their mom during the week.
When you say he has a temper, I'm listening.
I've never seen it, but like when we talk about like things that go on the job site or whatever, if the guys get into a fight, like we're friends. He and I are friends. Yeah. And we gripe to each other about like the drama of like the company there or whatever. And you know, I tend to get mad about people flying in and out with me, having kids playing in the yard, and we talk about that. And I'll kill somebody if they hurt my kid. Or like the other day, he got into a fight, I guess, with one of the guys on the job site, and he's like, "You don't want to do that to me," you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. But I think he's even said I have a temper.
Where else have you seen bruises on her? That's you've looked at and went,
Like her arms and her leg. I don't just.
Have you ever-
Specifically where on her arms? Like look like handprints?
Yeah, maybe like.
Can you grab?
I just thought maybe she bruised easily. My dad bruises really
Maybe
easily.
she could. I don't know.
My dad always has bruises.
I just know she's been beat, and that's the cause of her death today.
I would never hurt a baby. Ever. Ever. I'm a teacher. My mom's a teacher. I would never hurt her.
Well, Jason's telling us that she gets hurt a lot at your house. That she always comes home with bruises.
That's completely untrue. She comes to my house with bruises.
Okay, so who do we believe?
I know.
If you're not doing it, who is?
Could be. I mean,
You said that there was another child that was in the house that got a head injury? You said she had a knot that's just now healing up or something?
oh, Vivian. She fell off that little bunk bed thing and just bumped her. I mean, it wasn't just like a bruise on her head.
So she did that on her own?
Yeah. Yeah.
How old is she?
3.5. And then the 2.5, you saw her wipe out.
How many kids you have?
I have 2 myself. And then I just lost one. A couple weeks ago.
How much does he pay you for babysitting?
$30 a day, 35, depending on how heavy it just depends. Like last night I fed her dinner.
She typical 3-year-old to watch?
Yeah, she's more hyper than the other 3.
Hyper in what way?
Like just jumping up, I mean, she really does jump off things, and I mean, mine do too, but
Yeah.
yeah. She's more daring than mine.
Why don't you eat something? Let me
I
buy you.
can't eat.
Let me buy you a cup of coffee, water, pop.
I'm
What?
okay.
You understand? We're trying to. We got to get everybody together. Here's the one thing I've never done, and I've been doing this for a minute. I've never put innocent people in jail.
Yeah.
As long as if you're absolutely sitting in here telling the truth,
I'm
then
definitely telling
then
the
you
truth.
don't need to worry about that issue. But once again, as frank as I was before,
Yeah.
if you're sitting in here and you're lying about
No, I'm
something,
not lying about it.
it's gonna come out, and you're absolutely gonna be screwed.
If I'm one thing, it's not a liar, and I'm
Okay.
goody two shoes. I've never been in trouble. I go to church. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
But you need to understand that you can also be in trouble if you're covering for somebody else. That if
I
there's
don't.
more that
Right.
you know.
I don't know anything
Okay.
other than what I've told you. Like
All right.
I don't know of anything that has happened
that could help us out with this.
other than I don't know what goes on over there, and he's gone a lot.
Is he a drinker?
No, but no.
What is
Do
it?
Yeah, I think
drugs?
he smokes pot.
Okay.
God, I feel awful. I don't want to I take care of her. I am the one that takes care of her. She comes to my house a lot in dirty clothes, not a bath. I wash her clothes. I make sure she's taken care of. If that makes sense. I don't know. I think he's just busy and can't.
Well, here's one thing I'm gonna tell you. If you're trying to, I don't know, play patty cake with the ideas that you don't want to look at him as a bad father, if you didn't kill her, he did. It's as simple as that. It's one or the other.
I didn't.
Well, then, I mean, if you got some things that you think you need to tell us about him, you need to be telling us. He's not going to get Father of the Year, because if you didn't kill her, he did.
I wish I knew more. I wish I went over. I've never even been in that house.
I understand that.
I don't know anything about them other than what. I mean, he's hardly ever there, and when he is, they're inside, or her and Rachel are out on the trampoline. Caitlin the older one comes over to do my hair when I have, stuff to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Has TJ ever said anything about him? When they work together?
No. I don't think they're on the same
What's the
job
relationship
site.
with Jason and TJ?
I mean, they like each other. There's not really much of one because there's like 8 different job sites, and TJ kind of like drifts through all of them, if that makes sense. Kind of oversees them all. I don't know that they're like, they don't really know each other. I mean, other than, because, I mean, he lives next door, but
But they don't hang out?
no. TJ doesn't have time. He barely hangs out with me.
All right.
He works a lot.
All
And
right.
he's always at that barn.
Hang tight for me, all right?
If you get hungry, it's yours.
Thank you.
All right. You want me to get you some water or anything? Anything to drink? What would you like? You just let me know, I'll get it for you.
I don't want to be alone.
Huh?
I don't want to be alone.
Give me a minute, I'll be
I
back
just want my
in.
babies.
Okay?
Am I going to be allowed to go home?
Yeah, here soon. But what we are doing
Can you
is...
sit down for a minute?
Sure.
I think there's been some things going on at the job. I think he got into a big trouble the other day.
For what?
A trailer got hit and it could have killed somebody. He parked it on a hill. I think there's some stuff going on, like with him worried about losing his job or his house or whatever.
Yeah. So you think he's got some aggression inside that he's building up and he's upset over that?
Mm-hmm. If he did her, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he had to have.
So when did that happen with the trailer?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? And that was the day you guys had her outside.
Mhm.
When she fell down in the gravel, did you see bruises? Did you see any marks on her from evidence of her falling on the ground? Did you see anything when she got up?
Yeah, I mean, she already had like a bruise on her chin, I feel like.
Okay.
And I thought those little bruises were like from falling in the gravel.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't.
Okay. So, how do you know about him parking that trailer there? on
He
the hill?
told me about it.
What'd he say?
He said, I almost got fired today. And I said, what happened? He said, well, I parked a trailer on the hill at the job site, and when Tim backed up, he backed up too hard and hit it, and it went down the hill, and it could have killed somebody.
Yeah.
I was in really big trouble. And I was afraid I was losing my house and my job, and
Sure. So, was everything done and dealt with on that day? Like, you didn't have to worry about it anymore, or was he still
I
concerned?
think he was still concerned, because as of, like, what's today, Thursday? Yesterday,
Yeah.
he's like, what did he say last night?
He got there at 5 last night and stayed
7.
until 7?
No. He
Because that's
pulled
what
in
he
at
said.
6. No, he pulled in at 6:50,
Okay.
and she was still eating
He
dinner.
said he was hanging out with TJ until that time, and then he picked her up and took her home at 7. He said he got off at 5, and he was there hanging out, and he went out to the barn with TJ, and then...
Oh, yeah, they were unloading stuff last night.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
What were they unloading?
I have no idea.
Don't know. Work-related?
Yeah, down at the barn.
So, I can see why he'd be upset. I mean, that's his livelihood.
Yeah, and if she's doing something she's not supposed to do. Oh my God.
Have you ever seen him interact with her when he's at your house?
Yeah.
And when she's, like, jumping all over, just doing her normal 3-year-old
We'll say,
rambunctious
Hannah, just wait a minute,
stuff?
Daddy's talking, wait a minute, or we'll pick her up, and, I
Mhm.
mean,
Okay. Alright. Anything else you can think of right now?
no. I was just trying to make her chin look better yesterday,
Yeah.
because when she fell in that gravel, it kind of busted up her chin, and I think she bit her tongue
Oh.
when she did that.
Yeah.
She's really gone. Yes.
That's what we're trying to figure out. That's why I said every detail. Any information that you can give us. what's going to help. That's what we need to know. Because right now, you're just as much involved as whoever
Oh, I
did
know.
it. And like I said,
I wish I weren't.
right here, right now, this is where we can help you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Help you figure it out, help us figure it out, but
I promise you I would never hurt a baby, ever in my life. I mean, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. Ever in my life.
I don't think that anybody intentionally plans
No,
it.
no.
I mean,
obviously
some
not.
do, but-
Yeah, I mean, I know there are bad people in the world, but I know that he loves her.
Mhm. So you've never heard, okay, your dad doesn't work with them, right?
No.
Okay. Have you ever heard anybody else talk about Jason's temper or anything?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know him
Yeah.
other than I watch his kid.
Right.
I mean, we just play all day.
Right. And that morning, he pulls in the car.
Mhm.
He didn't walk over, he drove over?
Yeah, they drive with her.
Okay, so he gets her out of the car, said with the blanket on her?
Yeah, he always has the blanket over.
So he
carrying
always
her.
does that?
Mhm.
Okay. And then he comes to the garage door, and that's where you meet him, you get the baby, and then he goes back to his car.
Mhm.
He doesn't say anything? What does he say?
I mean, most time we say something about the weather because he works outside, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's snowing today, or
Right,
I don't know.
right.
And then he'll give her a kiss bye, Dad'll be back. And we just walk in.
And she asked him for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go find some things out. I'll be back, okay? That way I won't leave you in here by yourself.
Yeah.
Because something has happened to this baby. We need to find out.
Obviously. I mean, when all that was happening this morning, I was thinking to myself, there's no way that just falling on that concrete floor made her. I could have swore like this has been going on. I don't understand.
Have you seen her come to the house with bruises on her face
Yeah.
before the accident yesterday?
Yes.
So she had bruises on her face this week.
Yeah. Mhm.
Where at?
Before she fell off the train?
Like one was like right here, and then she had one on her chin.
Was the one on the chin from when she fell in the gravel?
That got worse. There was one on her chin before that, and then when she fell in the gravel.
So there was bruising before
Yeah,
the
it got
gravel, I
worse.
suppose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when she tripped on that, her heel of her boot
Mhm.
on the rock, and like,
Yeah.
and she bit her tongue too.
Okay. All right.
I don't want.
Do you want me to give him a call?
No, I want to call my lawyer. I just.
Okay.
I'm completely, honestly telling the truth, and I would never lie. I wouldn't lie to anybody, and
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Now, you want to call your lawyer, but I mean, do you still want to talk to us?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to call my. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
You're doing it. This is what you're supposed to be doing, helping us.
I'll do anything I can to.
Well, we do appreciate it.
I.
Anything that's going to be able to help us out with Hannah, that's, and I know that you want to do this.
She is our main concern.
She's been my main concern
So for how long has she been your main concern?
since I've known her, since I met her.
And what's your reasoning for that?
She doesn't have a mom. My husband didn't have a mom.
Yeah.
There's a big difference when you don't have nurturing and love. And I'm not saying that he didn't do that, but women are different.
Right.
Like even last night after I was putting the vapor up on her face, she looked at me and said, "Love you, buddy. You take good care of me." I am honestly in shock. It was literally 30 seconds to a minute, him dropping her off and us walking in the house.
Yeah.
And she collapsed. I hadn't even shut the door behind me yet.
You hadn't shut the door yet, but you told me that you were walking in towards the kitchen to get her donuts.
No, I hadn't even shut it.
You hadn't shut
I
the door
hadn't
yet?
even shut it.
Okay.
No.
So you weren't in the same room with her when she turned around and looked at you?
No, I was still. So Here's the door. Here's that chair. Here she is. I put my phone down, went to take off my robe. She looked up.
I have a couple questions I want to ask you.
Sure.
Hey, listen to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if since you've been in here talking to them, because I've been meeting with my boss, if you've been talking about an attorney or anything. So I just want to make sure because I have a couple more questions I want to ask you,
Yes.
but I want to make sure you are still well aware of your rights.
Yeah.
Okay?
Of
So
course.
I just want
I
to go
didn't do
through.
anything wrong. So
And I realize that.
I don't
You
have
should.
a lawyer. I
Right.
don't even know who I would call.
Okay, but I want to go through them one more time real fast, okay? Just to make sure I'm
Yes.
good asking you a couple
Yes,
questions.
of course.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to consult an attorney. If you can't afford one will be appointed for you free of charge, and you stop talking to myself or Detective Lambert at any time. Do you understand your rights as I read them to you?
Yes.
Are you okay answering a couple more questions,
Yes.
knowing your rights?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your phone?
Yes.
And you've given, this is what we wrote down on the back.
Yes.
Would you give us consent to look in your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can I punch that code in?
I'll do my thing.
Do you care if I do it?
No.
So what time, let me ask you this. Well, I don't know. How do you have Jason in here?
Jason Weshy.
Let me put my glasses on because I have pawpaws on. Jason Welsh. There he is. So I see he sends you texts every morning.
Yep.
When he sends you these texts, like today says, getting ready to head over, and you reply back, okay. How long does it take him to get over there after he sent that text?
5 to 10 minutes. He's
Okay.
always late.
So is that usually every morning? Is it 5 to 10 minutes before he gets there? All right. So
Well, I take that back. He's usually late, but if he's got to get the truck ready and take it down, then he's on time. It just depends on if he's driving his own car or if he's taking a truck down, because then he's got to load it.
But this morning, when he sent it, you said he was probably 5 or 10 minutes after that, which I get that.
Yeah.
So would you agree, on my watch right now, it is 1 o'clock.
Mhm.
And would you agree that your phone says 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
All right. So if we go back to his text, would you agree that says at 6:52 a.m. he's getting ready to head over?
Mhm.
And you say okay, right?
Yeah.
At 6:52.
Yeah.
How long was she in the house?
Not long. 30 seconds.
And then 911 was called.
Yeah. I called him first because I wasn't really sure.
You real good with math?
Not really, no.
All right. I'm gonna try to help you out with time, with the clock. 6:52 a.m. So let's give him benefit of the doubt. 10 minutes.
Mhm.
7:02 a.m.
Yeah.
Or excuse me. Yes, 7:02 a.m.
Yes.
All right, 7:02 a.m. if it's 10 minutes.
Mhm.
When do you think that 911 call was placed?
I don't know.
8:20.
Are you serious?
1 hour and
Really?
18 minutes later. Now, what you've done,
That looks bad.
that is bad. What
Yeah.
you've done is said he was there this happened within seconds of him being there,
It really
and that
did.
child was there an hour and 20 minutes, giving him the benefit
Are
of
you
the
sure?
doubt.
Can I look at that real quick? I don't think you're right. Hold on, let me look at my time clock.
Let's
Pull up my calls real quick. Pull up my calls and when 911 was called. Because it was 7:20. Because I looked at the clock. It was that early. Go back to my call log.
hold on.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, 702 911 was called. I called 911 at 702 and him at 701.
Well, I'm looking at the CAD report wrong.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. And
Yeah,
you are right.
I called right away. I'm like, there's no way that it was an hour. It was right away. I mean, it happened within seconds. I'm telling the truth. I swear to God I am. I am not lying to you. I do not lie. I would not lie. I wouldn't lie. I just don't lie.
All right, hang tight.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Even seasoned officers can make errors when investigating a crime, but it's very important to be as accurate as possible before questioning a suspect or individual. A defense attorney could try to undermine the officer's credibility in court.
I told you I didn't want to leave you alone. Do you need anything to drink? You okay?
No, I'm not. Because I don't want to be in prison for something I didn't do. My kids are left alone.
Right. I get it. I know I would feel the exact same way.
I would never hurt
Like
her.
I told you, I've got kids too.
Yeah, I would never hurt a baby. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I have, don't have any answers. You know, I want to help you out, and that's why, like I said, I just want to be here to.
Is Jason here too?
He's at Children's.
Is he still down there?
But we're gonna have him come here too. So, I know we've gone over the story over and over and over. That's just something that we
Yeah,
have to
you
do.
gotta keep doing it. Yeah.
Just want to make sure that there is nothing else that stands out that you can think of. Any comments that have ever been made, you know, from him that you thought, whoa, you know, or his daughters, have they ever said anything?
No,
that could
I
help?
don't. No.
Don't know.
I don't know much. The middle one, I don't.
She doesn't talk to you much?
No, she stays over there. But like I know the older one because she's in school for hair. So
Yeah.
like if I have a family party or something, we do a lot of hunting banquets, fundraisers.
Now, he gets them every weekend. Does he ever get them through the week?
Depending on if they're out of school or not. Like
Okay.
President's Day, I didn't have Hannah because Caitlin was off school, and so she kept her.
Okay.
So, and last week I didn't have her. I only had her Monday through Wednesday. Because Thursday was a rain day and he didn't work.
Okay.
And I don't babysit on Fridays.
Right. And then the weekends he's off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's her relationship with her sisters?
I think good. Yeah.
Are they nice to her?
I think so. I think she's the one that aggravates, from what I heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You said she's rambunctious. Does she jump like all the time on
Yes.
furniture?
Yes.
Does she?
Yeah.
How does she do when you discipline her? Like if you put her in timeout, does she sit or does she get up and jump around?
She sits.
Yeah.
I don't really have to discipline a whole lot except for like, hey, don't take the toy, don't fight, sit
Right.
down, you know. I mean, it's
Does she play well with the other girls? She's not like stingy or anything like that? No. You said that she hit when she first came, but now she doesn't do that anymore? That's good.
yeah.
Just trying to think of things that could just, anything, you know what I mean? That could help.
That's all I know.
Yeah. I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I just, you know, for me, I know if I was in this situation, like you said, anything they want, let's do this because I'm willing to help you out any way
Yeah.
I can, you know what I mean? And I would be like, I just want to get this out of the way. But is there anything else about Jason that you can think of that stands out?
just that I think that he's a single dad and busy and probably frustrated. I think he owes TJ's dad some money for the car and the house and all that. And,
Yeah.
and he's behind in paying me and I don't know.
Does he have to pay for his car?
The car that he drives was my father-in-law's.
Okay.
And he bought it from him, so I think he's still paying it off.
Oh, okay.
Because he said something like his wallet was in his friend's car in Eastgate, and she's a nurse, and so she had night shift this week, and he couldn't get his wallet, and he had $700 in his wallet, and Jay was bothering him for money.
Who's that? His girlfriend?
Jay is my father-in-law,
Oh,
but
okay.
like, yeah, I don't know if he has a girlfriend or if it's a girl, if it's a friend. Of
Just the
girl.
friend that he hangs out with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know anything about her, do you?
Mm-mm.
Because I'm wondering if he ever goes over there.
Yeah, he's never home. I mean, he's gone a lot. He like runs around.
That's good he took the big business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sure you don't want anything to drink?
Have
You
some
want to eat the
water.
hamburger? Want some
No,
water?
I can't eat. God, no.
Alright, honey. I'll be back.